Hi guys, German Prepper here. Missiles and rockets are continuing to rain down on Ukrainian cities as we reported to you yesterday. Caspian and Black Sea cruise missiles, Iranian-made Shahed 136 drones, and Iskander ballistic missiles have hit energy infrastructure, major transit routes and military targets across Ukraine. The German consulate in Kiev has been bombed. 3 cruise missiles fired against Ukraine from Russian ships in the Black Sea reportedly crossed Moldovan airspace, which has caused great alarm there. There are continuing reports of Russian and now Belarus troops amassing at Ukraine's borders, with Belarus announcing deployment of a joint military strike force of Russian and Belarusian forces. Incredibly, it is believed an almost full mobilization is being carried out in the Russian Federation state of Chechnya, with upwards of 70,000 soldiers moving out with the stated aim of taking Kiev. With all these events occurring, President Putin has held an operational meeting with the permanent members of the Russian Federation Security Council via video conference. Here is the translated transcript, guys. It is highly interesting and contains at least one huge revelation. You will not hear this in full anywhere else. Colleagues, good afternoon. You know that yesterday Alexander Ivanovich Bastrukin, chairman of the Investigative Committee of Russia, reported to me on the first results of the investigation into the sabotage committed on the Crimean Bridge. Data from forensic and other examinations, as well as operational information, indicate that the explosion on October the 8th is a terrorist attack aimed at destroying Russia's civilian critical infrastructure. It is also obvious that the customers, organisers and perpetrators of the terrorist act are the Ukrainian special services. The Kiev regime has long used terrorist methods. These are the murderers of public figures, journalists, scientists, both in Ukraine and in Russia. These are terrorist attacks on the cities of Donbass, which have been going on for more than 8 years. These are acts of atomic terrorism. I mean rocket and artillery strikes on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. But not only. The special services of Ukraine have also carried out 3 terrorist acts against the Kursk nuclear power plant in Russia, repeatedly undermining the high voltage lines of the power plant. As a result of the 3rd such attack, 3 such lines were damaged at once. By the measures taken, the damage was eliminated in the shortest possible time. No serious consequences were allowed. But a number of other terrorist attacks and attempts of similar crimes have also been committed against electric power facilities and the gas transportation infrastructure of our country, including an attempt to undermine one of the sections of the Turkish Stream gas transportation system. All this is proved by objective data, including the testimony of detained perpetrators of these terrorist attacks themselves. As you know, representatives of Russia are not allowed to investigate the causes of explosions and destruction of international gas transmission systems passing along the bottom of the Baltic Sea, but we all know well the ultimate beneficiary of this crime. Thus, by its actions, the Kiev regime has actually put itself on the same level as international terrorist formations, with the most odious groups. It is simply impossible to leave crimes of this kind unanswered. This morning, at the suggestion of the Ministry of Defense, and according to the plan of the Russian General Staff, a massive air, sea and land-based high-precision long-range weapon was launched against Ukrainian energy, military command and communications facilities. If attempts to carry out terrorist attacks on our territory continue, Russia's responses will be tough and in scale will correspond to the level of threats posed to the Russian Federation. No one should have any doubts about this. I ask the Minister of Defense to report on the results. So there we are, guys. Did you catch that line on the attempted attack on the Turkish Stream gas transportation system? That is a surprise and a very serious one at that. If true, it would seem NATO or Ukraine are going all out on attacking the Russian energy infrastructure to Europe, hoping no doubt to cut all future ties. Overall, another insightful look inside the Kremlin, or perhaps just another staged transcript. Either way, we learn more about the level of measures the Russian Federation is now prepared to use against what it is now legally defining as a terrorist state. Regardless of feelings and sides, guys, this is a very real escalation that everyone should take note of. A question for you all now to end. Do you appreciate hearing these obviously biased transcripts from inside the Kremlin? As always, looking forward to reading your answers. Keep prepping, guys. Cheers for now.